My name is Watson.
And my name is Mariah.
We're 12 years old.
And we're representing Old Redford Academy Middle School.
And we're here to talk about drugs.
Drugs are very dangerous and unhealthy.
And they can also ruin a relationship with your loved ones. Go talk to a family member, a friend, even a teacher, or you can go to a therapist, or if you need any extra help, you can go online and find all of those.
Hashtag not worth it.
I'm fabulous. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy. I'm fabulous.
Young cat got back, did a little bit. Now we hardy, puffy, tough, do-rag and Tim's. Kinda hard to get a job back out on the block. Charge that to the game. Young girl, she grew up in a rush. Had it bad, no doubt. She don't know who to trust. Every man she ever loved only want to crush. Charge that to the game. But it's all gravy. Hey, baby. Shots get popped, the cops shut down the party. Jeans sag low, blow smoke out of Dutchess. We got a love for y'all, which y'all don't love us. So it's really a suburban switching lanes. Spin up all I go in them chromey things. Yeah. Our kids and funny names. Don't hate on us, we're fabulous. Prepaid sellers for local cars. Yeah. Little dots and demons up at the mall. She was a dime.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Expose Under the Sun, brought to you by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I am your host, Darwin Griffin, and you are tuning into the website for this station is www.tv33whpr.com, and you're watching live TV33 WHPR, broadcasting in the wonderful cities of Detroit and Highland Park, Michigan. And just before we start with my special guest, I just wanted to say again my sincerest and deepest sympathies and condolences are extended to Aretha Franklin and her family. And also, I know a lot of people are attending the services that are conducted today at the Wright Museum. And the thing is that there's so many people that are coming from a lot of different places. I think I saw on the news this morning where people are coming from as far as Las Vegas, Nevada. And she touched the lives of so many people. So again, I definitely extend, my deepest sympathies and condolences to the Aretha Franklin family. And also, just also want to give express my condolences and sympathies to the family of Senator John McCain. A lot of people don't know in terms of say about a lot of facets about John McCain, but John McCain was he was a war veteran, and he was a decorated war veteran, as well as he was a very prominent member in the U.S. Senate. So he ran against Barack Obama, and he, was unsuccessful, but he did so many other things for Congress, for the state of Arizona that he represented, as well as for the nation. So our hearts and prayers and sympathies and condolences go out to the McCain family. And one other person that a lot of people may not have seen who also passed away was Neil Simon. And a lot of you may not know a lot of aspects about Neil Simon, but Neil Simon was he was a playwright, he was a director, he was a screenwriter, and he also was married to Julie Andrews. But the thing is, he wrote a lot of good movies. Plaza Suite. I'm just trying to trying to think of some of the other ones that he did. But the thing is that he had so many others that he did and he was so successful, in his endeavors. So again, our sympathies and condolences are extended to his family and his friends as well. But today I have a special guest. Her name is Veronica Armstead, and I definitely would like to give you an opportunity to show us live. You can call in, and our numbers are area code 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, 313-868-4336. If you have any questions for Ms. Armstead, please, you can call in. And at the same time, too, if you like, I'm also doing this Facebook Live. So if you would like to go and you do have a question for Ms. Armstead and you're not able to go and get to your phone, but you're able to text in a comment or a question, please feel free to do that as well. But again, Ms. Armstead, I definitely welcome you to be on the show today.
Well, thank you, Mr. Griffin. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you so much.
And Ms. Armstead, can you tell our viewing audience, now you do a patrol in the Warrendale area,
Yes,
correct?
yes, that's
And
correct.
can you tell our audience what is the name of your patrol and what type of, what do you do as far as say with the members in your outfit in your patrolling the the Warrendale area?
Yes. Well, we work in the Warrendale area. We were established in October of 2014, so we've been around for a few years now. Our boundaries are from Ford Road to Joy Road and from Southfield to Trinity. And what we do is we are the eyes and the ears of the police officers. We work directly with the 6th Precinct and our neighborhood police officers in helping to deter crime, blight, and situations in like so many other communities in Detroit. We're just trying to improve our quality of life and living.
So now you are in your own vehicles and you have what, lights on your vehicles when
Yes.
you go around patrolling?
Yes, yes. We do use our own vehicles. We do have lights. We have purchased signage for our vehicles as well, and the city of Detroit has helped us greatly in helping us get started with this. There is a reimbursement program of 54 cents per mile for the driver of each car when you go out. They've also reimbursed us for things like the signage for the cars, T-shirts, that kind of thing, working together. There are over about 28 radio patrols in the entire city of Detroit, and we usually have a quarterly meeting every 3 months where we all get together at the security building on 3rd Street downtown and have one massive meeting talking about issues that concern all the communities and the patrols in the city.
Okay. Now, if somebody was interested in being a part of that patrol, do they need to live in that area?
No, they do not need to live in the area. We are allotted a 20% grace of those who live outside of the community to be a part of the patrol. And right now, with our boundaries being so vast, we find it that's very helpful for us. We recently just had a recruitment picnic on August the 19th at Hines Park, and although we didn't get the massive turnout that we wanted, we did successfully recruit more individuals for our patrol, and they have been approved to patrol with us. So we're looking forward in training them and bringing them into the fold to help with what we do.
Now, what are the qualifications that a trainee would have to have?
Well, once you've been approved by the Detroit Police Department, you then have to drive with a seasoned patrol group at least twice. So you have to go out with, there's always 3 people involved when doing a patrol, which is the driver, the observer, and what we call a base operator. And what the base operator does is they call into the precinct and they let them know that there's a vehicle out there This is their license plate. This is who they are, and they're going to be out there at this amount of time, and we just wanted to let you know. Now, a trainee would be also accompanying the driver and the observer, and pretty much just taking notes on what we do and how we do it. There are forms that we use to write down in detail what we're looking for, what's going on. If we have suspicion of some kind of criminal activity going on, although I must say we do not at any time interact with any criminal activity. You never get out the car. You never carry any weapons. This is strictly an eyes and ears program where whatever we find, we report back to the police. If it's a blight issue, we talk to our district manager. If it's a problem with garbage of some kind, there's another app that we go to called See-Click Fix, where we report that, and that's usually our base operator would report what is going on in the neighborhood. Garbage hasn't been picked up in a while, that kind of thing.
So you've been in existence for how long again?
Well, we started in 2014. In October 2014 was when we actually got our nonprofit status and got our 38 number. And our first patrol, however, probably didn't start until 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, primarily then, the minimum age is how much? Is how?
Oh, the minimum age for a patroller would have to be 21.
21.
Yeah. Although if you do have, if you're 18 and you're with a parent, they want to guide you into this and want you to work in this program, that's fine. But you must be approved by your parent.
And now the persons that are patrolling or that are riding in the cars with the persons that are driving, there is no compensation that they receive at all.
No, there is no compensation that no monetary gain that they get. But here's what's going on. The patrol was started out of a need for a community to come together, and we have several block clubs in our area, and new block clubs are always popping up, and we encourage that by all means. The patrol actually allows not just a city block or 2 blocks, but it encourages and it brings in people from the entire area. So you have people from several different blocks, and everybody has their own certain, I would say, interest, if you will. There are certain ordinances that many people, because they've gone unnoticed or gone untalked about or reported, didn't know you weren't supposed to do. Like, for instance, just barbecuing on your front porch. There's an ordinance against that.
People still do that?
Well, yes, they do in some cases, yeah.
Okay. So those are things that you can report back, and then now, so you're in connection with the police department.
Yes.
And then you would then contact, what precinct are you with?
The 6th precinct.
The 6th precinct.
Mm-hmm.
So you would then go and contact someone from the 6th precinct
Yes.
and let them know what you have observed.
Yes.
So when you're documenting that information, what is it that's critical, that's crucial that you have to document that the police need you to have before they can come and send a car out to see what's going on?
Well, of course, the date and time
Okay.
that you've observed this, is very important. And like I said, you don't see a lot of it. Each patroller who goes out has their own specific interest. For instance, parking on the front lawn, there's an ordinance against that. Or having a car parked with no license plate or with flat tires in front of your house, there's a ticket for that. Yes. Also, having more than a substantial amount of cars, I think you can't have more than 10 cars in on a residential area on your house, near your house. So because there are people who I know work on cars and that sort of thing, but you can't have 14 cars lined up in front of your house, on the driveway, in the backyard. There's an ordinance against that.
Now, the other thing I was curious about too was that I know how a lot of times, you see the young people that may put the basketball rims out there on the street. Is that something that they can have and be playing basketball in the middle of the street?
Yeah, well, there's a double. Some people have mixed emotions about that. I know I have some patrollers who have said, well, it gives the kids something to do, where other people feel as though it's a hindrance to traffic. And yes, we do report that. We do report that if it's in someone's driveway, yeah, we do report that. Or if it's in the street, yes, yes, we do.
Okay. And so now, do you also, with the advent of all these cell phone cameras, do you take pictures of things that you observe as well?
Oh yes, yes, yes. We have been known to take pictures. We're actually talking about actually buying cameras for our cars right now, and switching them up as each patroller goes out, so that we have something on video at all times of what's going on and what we're viewing.
So again, you say that there's no direct contact with anything that you see that's going on.
No.
So if you see somebody going up in somebody's house through the window, you don't make any contact or anything like that. You just call and report whatever you observe.
Well, here's the thing. Because we are a radio patrol and we are listed with the city of Detroit, we call 911. That's a 911 call. If you see something going on in real time right now in front of you, you call 911. You wouldn't call the precinct, because they're not going to disperse a car. You call 911 and you identify yourself and you let them know what's going on. Hey, I'm Veronica Armstead. I'm on a patrol. I'm actually witnessing somebody breaking into a house at such and such address on this street. And they in return would send out or disperse a car to that area.
So now, do you also do things, like with the green light areas now, that you see things. So do you do some things in conjunction with the green light areas that you see on some of the, the stores or the,
Yes.
the gas stations and things like that?
Yes.
So you also kind of patrol around
Oh,
those
of course.
areas as well.
Yeah, we
too.
patrol around those areas, and even more importantly, as I said, as a community, the patrol brings people together, not just one block club, but all people together. And so we've been on peace walks. We have done cleanup projects. We're out there on Motor City Makeover Day. We're working with other block clubs. We're working with other organizations to make sure that our community is fully engaged in bringing back and restoring itself.
So now, what are some of the things that you have found, real quick, that are really things that you would probably advise a lot of the persons in the neighborhood? Can they also help to kind of make sure that there's, be also eyes and ears, even though they're not a part of your patrol?
Yes.
But what can they do?
Oh, yes, definitely. Well, I would always encourage people to, yes, be aware of your neighbors. Be aware. You should know who you live next door to. You should know who lives across the street from you. And you should be aware of your surroundings. It makes no sense to pretend you don't see them and they don't see you. You're out cutting the grass, you say hello. Hello,
Okay.
how are you doing? Yeah, because people know you're there. If you don't want to join a patrol, if you don't want to start a block club, which I greatly encourage, I would say at least be aware of your neighbors and who they are, and keep an eye out for each other.
Now, Ms. Armstead, can you, in the remaining few seconds that we've got with the segment, can you give your contact information one more time?
Yes, we have a 1-800 number. It is 1-888-330-7488.
So if somebody is interested in wanting to be a part of your patrol,
Yes.
they can call that number.
Yes.
And they
Yes.
can speak directly to you or
Yes.
speak to someone else there.
Yes, they can speak directly to me or one of my board members. Yes, they
Okay.
can. Mhm.
Okay, great. Okay, well, I definitely appreciate you, Ms. Armstead, for getting
Thank
the
you
chance
for
to
having
come
me.
and explain that to our audience.
Mhm.
And we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be right back, so stay tuned. We've got another guest, so please, you don't want to miss. My next guest is coming up. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm fabulous. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy.
Got back, did a little bit, now we hardy, puffy, tough, do-rag and Tim's. Kinda hard to get a job, back out on the block. Charge that to the game. Young girl, she grew up in a rush, had it bad, no doubt, she don't know who to trust. Every man she ever loved, only wanna crush. Charge that to the game. But it's all gravy, hey baby, shots get.
All right, and we are back. And as you see, I do have another guest, and I am very pleased to have in the audience today. Her name is Karen Whitsett, and Karen Whitsett is the newly elected state representative in House District 9.
Yes.
So, Karen, welcome to Expose Under the Sun.
Oh, I'm so honored to be here. Thank
Well,
you.
it is an honor and a pleasure, and
Let me move in
congratulations on your recent election.
Thank you. I appreciate
Now,
that.
can
very
you
much.
tell, just real quick, can you tell what is the House District 9? What are your boundaries in House District 9?
I will just give you the basic boundaries. There are some little intricate streets that are in there, but basically it goes down to Burt Road. So there are a few streets past Burt Road. It goes up to 96, and there are a few streets above 96 in certain areas that it does dip over to Wyoming and down to Tyreman. I'm sorry, down to Ford Road,
Okay.
and it dips down.
Now, what was your platform? What was it? What is it that you really want to see in your administration for the next 2 years? What is it that you would like to see getting done in House District 9?
Oh, there are so many things, but the things that I did talk to people on the door about that I think that we all collectively really care about is one, auto insurance reform. That is major for me. I do live in 48227. It is the highest zip code in the nation. I have been there since 1969. I've watched that slowly creep up as I become a more responsible person instead of just being that person who was on her parents' insurance. And I saw that creep up as time went on. And definitely when I had to become more responsible, even for my father, watching that just grow as my father got older and it became less mobile and not driving as much, and he didn't drive at night. He only stayed within about a 10-block radius. Every now and then he would venture off and go to CVS in Dearborn. That was pretty much about it. And that insurance just went higher and higher and higher on him. And he had a great driving record and always did. So myself, I was on disability and I was on Medicare and Medicaid as well. And to have that be a penalty against me, I understand what a lot of people go through. So we're not talking about just seniors. We're talking about people who are considered disabled, and those are often young people.
So now, also too, tell me, you mentioned in terms about the seniors. What else can we do for some of the seniors? Because you have a lot of seniors in your district.
Yes,
What
we
else
do.
can be done for a lot of the seniors in your district?
We need to have conversations with them, if you possibly can, one, checking on them. We have a lot of seniors that are in the areas that are not doing well. They're there by themselves, and no one is checking on them. No one is making sure that when they see the mail piling up in the door, to actually make sure that they're okay in there and they're not okay. And that goes for the senior buildings as well. We're having a lot of the same issues within the senior citizen buildings. They are not getting meals. They're not getting 3 meals a day. We need to really care about them. The fact that their health insurance costs, we need to start to, and when I say we, I'm meaning myself as well, partnering them up with Detroit Area Agency on Aging. This is imperative because we have a lot of seniors that are paying twice. They're paying for their health care insurance through their pension,
Right.
their senior benefits, and then they're turning around and paying through Medicare again, the same amount of money. So that's something that I am going to be making sure that I work on very strategically and aggressively starting right now, just even starting with our UAW members. Because it's happening to everyone. But I'm going to use every resource possible to make sure that they all know, that every senior knows in that area what options that they have and that if they are paying twice.
Now, what about the schools in your district? Is there anything that you would like to do to try and make some improvements in the schools in your district as well?
I definitely want to work in the schools in the area. I have been a partner over at McKinsey in Drew, and I partnered with them last year
And that's right there at Wyoming and
West Chicago.
West Chicago. Okay.
To ensure I worked on a grant that they did receive from the EPA. It's an amazing grant to be able to grow produce in the area, and the kids are using that. And as well as they did cook, like our last meal that we had there during this program, they actually cooked that meal.
Oh, that
And it was from
satisfying.
very much so. It was from the produce that was grown there. And I want to continue those things on and a whole lot more. I'm definitely going to be going over to visit Cody soon, Cody High School. That's where I graduated from. I'm a Cody Comet, so I definitely will be going over there and looking at all the schools in the area individually, and then trying to figure out some things collectively and working with a lot of the school board members as well, and to see what their thoughts are and what they want to do, and talking to the parents that are in the area. So there will probably be some town halls that are coming up on that.
So you will be doing a lot. Now, how often will you do town halls in your district?
I haven't decided how often. I will tell you that there will be more than 3 a year.
Okay.
I think that it's important that we as a collective voice decide what our Detroit looks like over here.
Well, Karen, in the few remaining minutes that we have, is there anything else about Karen Whitsett? Give me one word that best describes Karen Whitsett.
Possible.
Why do you say that?
I have Lyme disease, and having Lyme disease, it mimics lupus.
Okay.
So if a lot of people are familiar with lupus that aren't familiar with Lyme disease, that will give you some idea what that's like. I could not walk. I couldn't talk. I was over 260 pounds, and I went through 3 rounds of PICC-line antibiotics. I know what it's like to fight. I know what it's like to fight every day to just live. So I'm definitely doing that same energy, bringing that same energy to my 2 years as state representative. You know, if I go 6 years, wonderful. But these 2 years, I'm going to be fighting and giving every bit of that energy I gave to my own life. I will be giving it to the life of my community.
Well, hearing that, I definitely love to hear that type of testimony. So I'm sure that you're inspiring a lot of people that are hearing and viewing the show today.
So just know God is good.
If there's somebody that is listening that may also be going through some type of health issues, I know you mentioned in terms of say that it mimics lupus, but can they contact you to kind of work with you, like getting a support group together?
I would love to do that. There is a support group that that lupus has, but Lyme disease does not have one. There are autoimmune groups, but I do think that we need something in the area that people can have as a resource.
Right.
And my cell phone number, you can definitely call me. Everybody has my cell phone number anyway, because it is on the bottom of my literature, and that is my cell, and that is 313-330-6099. Again, that is 313.
I was just about to ask you to repeat it again, but you already know the drill. Go ahead.
313-330-6099. And you can definitely get in touch with me, and you can text me as well. I do respond. Just give me a little bit of time. But as I tell anyone that has contacted me on there, they do know that I do contact people back.
So now just one word, if there's anybody that has aspirations that wants to go into the political arena, what would you say in just, 20 words or less, what they should do, what they should prepare for when they get into this political arena?
Volunteer in your community.
So to be a volunteer.
Volunteer in your community. Believe me, at some point, your community is going to get back to you. And my community has given back to me by saying, you know what, Karen, we want you to continue doing what you're doing already and actually get paid to do it.
Well, I definitely wish you the best of luck.
Thank
and I
you.
know you'll be a great state rep and represent that 9th district quite well.
Thank you.
Up in Lansing.
That means a lot to me. Thank you very
Well,
much.
it means a lot to have somebody that's a fighter like Karen Whitsett in Lansing fighting for you and fighting for your causes. Again, I definitely appreciate Veronica Armstead for being a guest on our show and talk about some of the patrols that she does in the same district where Karen Whitsett is now the new state rep in. And Karen, I know you'll do an outstanding job. So again, my thoughts and prayers go out to you and to anybody else that may be going through the same health issues as what Karen is going through. You've been watching Expose Under the Sun. If you would like to advertise or you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can go and you can contact Valerie Lockhart at area code 313-457-5944, and Detroit Native Sun newspaper can be picked up in the Kroger supermarket stores. So we look forward to having you view us again next Tuesday, same time, same station. Be safe. Just as Karen said, check on some seniors. You never know if somebody may be there that might need just a little bit of assistance from you. So don't hesitate. Knock on the door, ring a doorbell. Just check on somebody to make sure they're doing fine. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same station. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm fabulous. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy. I'm fabulous.
Young cat got back, did a little bit. Now we hardy, puffy, tough, do-rag and Tim's. Kinda hard to get a job back out on the block. Charge that.